impressions piece for this vlog, I think that it is very deserving of an honorable mention. And let me just tell you why I say that. It's not the full game, so give them credit. They have built something really nice. It is a really beautiful game. I love the painterly style, and the world they've built, the combat, everything is looking really solid. We're talking about a game that is skill based. That is something I'm really digging on. The combat system in that game, with the timing, the blocking, your counter attacks. If you can get off a parry, you can do a brutal follow up. I haven't played it enough in the beta to get leveled up enough where you can unlock some special moves. I think that right now there's a limited set of modes you can play in the beta. One of them being Dominion, and that one, it feels very much like a MOBA, multiplayer MOBA, where you and your squad of, I think it's 4v4, but you also have an army of AI. So you've got this big mob of orange versus blue, a mix of the different clans, the Vikings, the knights, and then the samurai. But it's very MOBA style. You go and you move to take these points, and then control them. And then, of course, you fight the other human-controlled players from the other squad. The and it is incredible. And the battlefields look really nice, and it plays nice. The only problem is, again, when you go, you can hack your way through very Dynasty Warriors almost, through the AI controlled minions, and you really want to get at those human players, and that's where the problem is. It's you'll get tangled up in the AI, which are very easy to hack through, but when you're really trying to engage that other player, combat can go awry. Like, it is a battle system where you have to watch the opponent carefully, counter their moves, time your blocks and counterattacks just right. So you have an indicator segments, and they'll light up red, and you can see their stance. They'll switch to a high guard, or they'll switch to a side or low guard, and they're you kind of can tell where they're going to swing from, but they can switch it up last second. That's where the really good players, you'll see them feint you. They'll feint left, and then they go high for a big strike, that kind of thing. But you have to watch them carefully, and when you're in those big battles, a lot of times the AI guys get in the way. They block your view. Even though you can lock on to that person, and then even the lock on doesn't stay locked on. I'll be fighting a guy, and then suddenly I'm swinging at an AI, and I've turned my back on the guy I'm really trying to concentrate and fight on. Because honestly, I don't care about the AI minions. They're pretty easy to get through. So that mode kind of, it just falls apart for me. And that's a big part of why it's an honorable mention, because there are some missing pieces. The story mode looks like it might be interesting. There are more player versus player modes that aren't unlocked in the beta, and those sound interesting. But the most fun I've had, of course, the 1v1 duels, or the 2v2 duels. They're actually called brawls. When you're in those modes and you can really engage your skills, and you get in these fights, just the adrenaline gets pumping, and it's really excellent. That's where I think this game shines. Now, I really wanted to shift gears here and talk about something very different from For Honor. We all deal with a lot of stress and a lot of pressure. And some of the things that I have found really helpful are something like the app Calm. And that's what I wanted to talk about today. Now, it's really focused on kind of guided meditation and mindfulness, and creating that as kind of a routine for you. It is. I would recommend trying the free version. You can download it for iOS or Android. It is the number one app for mindfulness and meditation, so you might have very well heard of it already. But if you haven't, give it a try, or if you heard of it and even tried it, keep at it. Try the 7 Days of Calm, this sort of introductory set of meditation, guided meditations to kind of get you in the habit and get you in the practice, and then again kind of become more aware of the benefits of it. What I like it for and what you might enjoy it for are de-stressing. It's how to deal with the pressures of deadlines, being a creative director. Ad deadlines and client deadlines can be a little rough, or even as I'm nervous before going into a presentation. But having this practice every morning, and even doing some of the exercises it'll teach you in those moments, can be really beneficial. So recommend it. Again, try the free version. It does have a subscription and a paid version where you can kind of continue on a number of different programs to help you with things like sleep, with stress and anxiety, but really it focused on kind of bringing you peace and awareness. A similar item I wanted to talk about was the idea of the 5-minute journal. Uh, it is a really simple structure of essentially 5 questions. It's like a lead in, and then you fill in the blank. You can buy these pre-made. I just kind of daily do it in a blank journal, but I've started to fill them out, and the structure is simple. You ask yourself these 5 questions, and again, you just fill in that blank, fill in that thought. Some of these, again, might be appropriate for later in the day. So you might start, with your daily affirmation, like, today I am going to be incredibly brilliant and creative, whatever that is, or today I am going to accomplish X. And you jot that down, but then later you might have the time to address some of those last 2 questions, like, this amazing thing happened, tell me more. Today would be better if this happened. That one actually is fine for the beginning, now that I think about it. But you get the idea, and I definitely recommend it. Similar to the daily mindfulness of an app like Calm, doing and taking the time to do your daily journal might be very beneficial for you to kind of deal with what life throws at you, and then really remember what's important, because you've jotted down day after day some of the things. Sometimes they're little. In case you were wondering, I like this shirt.